Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. Good morning. I almost didn't make it in here today, you guys. Stuff started happening last minute, but here I am. Here I am, and here you are. Welcome to today is Wednesday, January 28th. January 28th, and it is the last Wednesday of January. It is the last Wednesday of January. So if you are not sure what you're doing today, but you need to make sure that you are cozy. I am here in the beautiful South Florida, and it's cold out here today, you guys. It is cold. It is cold. Is about 50, I think 50 something degrees today. It's about 50 something degrees. So before anything, I want to make sure that um we kind of recognize where we are, right? Where we are. So I know our topic today is all about stop negotiating with the old version of you, right? um but I do remember my mom taught us, me and my sisters, my brothers growing up, to always take care and help your brothers and sisters. Like, I remember when we used to go to church when we were younger, she would she would ask my sister that came behind me, "Where's your sister? Why did you come alone? Go back and get your sister." Um, or when it came to people around us, or to help, or we saw an elderly in the church, go pick that up for her, open the door for her. People in the neighborhood that didn't have much, she would say, make sure that we took care of them in one way, shape, or form, give them a plate of food, um, eh, you know, give them like the clothes that you don't no longer are using, or no longer can use because you're growing out of them. Let's donate it to them. Like, that's the kind of vibe, and that's the kind of household that. And I didn't like it all the time. You guys know kids. Like, I don't like it. I'm like, I don't want to give away this shirt. I like this shirt because this shirt makes me look nice or cute. But my mom, my family, that's the kind of household that we grew up in. And I say that to say that, if at the core, and I don't like to discuss politics or anything of the sort on my channel on A Glimpse of Growth, because I always want to make sure that when you come here, that you are coming to, like, breathe. Because I feel like everybody else is already talking about it, and you're getting it from everybody else. You don't need to come and get it here. So this is not about politics. This is about humanity. That's the way I see it, right? I mean, that's the way I see it. And I say that about my family because if you are not caring for the people around you, and your loved ones, and your neighbors, those near and far, then what are we doing? If we are humans, humans take care of humans, or we should. We should. We should. We should. So I say that to say, and then I forgot what the verse in the Bible that says it, but taking care of your brethren. And there's a part of it, I think, that said that, if you have an issue with your brother, leave your gifts where they are at the altar, and go and take care of your brother. Go fix that problem that you have with your brother, right? If you can. If you can. And I say all of that to say, if you can help the person next to you, the neighbors, your friends, the people that are going through it and can really use a hand, then do that. Especially with all the stuff that we're seeing. And I posted something on the socials yesterday about, we, even though all of this stuff is going on in the world, we still have to show up. You know what I mean? We still have to show up, and it sucks. Right? It sucks, but it's real. It sucks, but it's real. And it's important for us to understand, until for you to understand for yourself as well, right? That you don't have to have it all figured out, right? You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to get it right. And very important, remember that the other person that you're dealing with, they're also human. I think sometimes we forget that, right? Like we forget sometimes that the other person that's next to you, the other person that's dealing, they're also a human being. And that's where empathy comes into play. Empathy is understanding. One thing very clear is that the person that's next to you have as much going on as you do. They have life to deal with. They have a chaotic, life. Sometimes it can be chaotic, sometimes it can be calm. And I always quote the quote from Les Brown, that he talks about how um, you're either in three stages. You're either in a problem right now, you're either coming out of one, or you're about to go into one. So which stage are you in? Whatever stage you are in, remember that the other person next to you, they're also in one of those stages. So empathy becomes our superpower. And I talk about empathy, emotional intelligence, and leadership here all the time, because at the core of the other person that you're dealing with, the very basic, which is the bottom of the pyramid, I would say. I was going to say pyramid scheme. I don't know why. But the bottom of the pyramid is taking care of the person next to you. Taking care of the person next to you. And that's how we're going to start this morning conversation.
Those who don't know, what is emotional intelligence? Take us through a little bit about it.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah,
it is
this conversation
to
is
be
happening.
able to
We're
use,
talking about
manage,
stop negotiating with your old self, but
emotions
what
in
it
a
comes
healthy
down to
manner.
is that we got to talk about what's going on all over the world.
I
And I
pursued
don't
my
want to
doctorate in
talk
business
about it. I want to
administration,
give
and I
places,
focused my
at
research
least
on
the
the
website where
concept
you
of
can go
emotional
and
intelligence. I
kind
took
of
my
support
research from theory
others.
to practice.
Let's get this conversation going. So, so with that being said, the conversation today is stop negotiating with your old self, and how we're going to weave this into the conversation today and what's going on in the world. At the very least, I want to make sure that I know that there a bunch of places out there that you can get resources from, but one that I've seen that is the one that I'm talking about with Minnesota and what's going on in Minneapolis and all over the world is the website is standwithminnesota.com. And I want to make sure that I kind of put that here. Let me add that here. Stand with Minnesota. If I spell it wrong, you guys, don't come for me. This is what I think. This is what it is. So yeah, stanwithminnesota.com. So I wanted to come in here and talk about. I know everything is going on around the world and all the issues, but at the end of the day, it comes down to taking care of your neighbors, which is what I was saying earlier. And what my mom taught us and what she continues to preach even to our brothers and sisters today, that we got to take care of our neighbors, and our sisters and brothers is not only the person that is in your house or the person that is next to your house, right? It's the person that is thousands of miles away, and if you can help in any which way, then help, right? Then help. Do that if you can. Don't like pointing fingers and what coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's not helpful. Stop doing it. It's people's lives. It doesn't matter where their background is, what they look like. At the core of it, they're human beings, and you want to make sure that you are helping if you can, right? And we want to make sure that, if you can do that, then do that. But talking about it and pretending and putting it down, and just is somebody's life, right? And if you're talking about somebody's life, you want to make sure that, you give them the respect due, right? Doesn't matter what they look like. They're a human being. We're humans. Remember I said earlier at the top of the show, humans taking care of other humans. So that's what empathy from an emotional intelligence standpoint comes into play. Like, you understanding that no matter how far the problem is, that problem, you can connect with it, because you know what it means to be in a world where sometimes it's not fair, right? A world where things, justice is not always there's not always justice, right? And you know what it feels like to have things taken away from you that's yours, right? Like, you know exactly what it feels like the person next to you. Your feelings and what you are going through, it's not unique. I know that you thought it was unique to you, but it's not. It's not unique to you. Your problems are not your problems in a vacuum, right? And I know I said we're going to talk about stop negotiating with your old self, but this is, if your old self stomped on people, if your old self disregarded other people, if your old self if your old self if your old self stomped on people, disregarded people, did not, and don't see people, and you feel like you had to, push and throw people down to kind of get where you are, or pretty much callous and don't care. If that's the old version of you, I don't is it working? Is it working for you? Because if it's not working for you, I will challenge you, and I will call you in. I want to call you in to maybe do things a little bit differently than you have been doing it. Not calling you out, calling you in. Calling you in. Okay? And on this last Wednesday of January 2026, I mean, the year is going, time is going, it's not waiting for no one. So the time for you to get to do the things that you said you wanted to do is now. I mean, if there was another word for now, I would say that right now. Like, right now. The time for you to get ahead of that stuff is right now. Do it right now, right? Do it right now. So as we close out January, this conversation is very quickly talk about something that's, we quietly sometimes sabotage who we are, right? And we say, oh, that's far away, that has nothing to do with me, or that's not my problem, I won't deal. But then if you really thought about it, maybe it's a testing ground to see if you will do anything about it. Because whatever's happening all across the world, it can easily be happening right at your doorstep. What's stopping it? What is stopping it? It can easily be happening right at your doorstep, right outside your doors. And like I was saying at the top of the hour, when my family taught us is to care about one another, to help our neighbors, to give if we can, to help the elderly, to, carry their grocery bags, to, like all of these things. Like, my family, my mom has poured into us with manners and respect, and taking care of the generation that is ahead of us, and making sure the generation that's coming behind us have the tools that they need to deal with what's going on, so that they can live and be a better than we were, right? So If that's the new version of you that you want to tap into and you want to do something different than what you did last year, then I am calling you in to do just that, right? To do just that. Um when what negotiating with yourself, old self I should say, looks like is negotiating with the old you kind of looks like lowering your standards, right? When things get uncomfortable, you're like, I won't do it. Revisiting your boundaries that you already set in place, right? Restarting the same old habits instead of sustaining them. Waiting for, wait until I don't feel like it today. And I say this, I say that I've been, we talk about this all the time. Like, if you feel, if you wait until you feel ready, you're going to be waiting for a minute. You're going to be waiting for a minute because feelings are like this. I talk about feelings all the time because I'm all about emotional intelligence. And I say, of course, your feelings are valid and you got to listen to them. And you got to set boundaries on your feelings because if you feel some type of way about whatever situation, whatever person, what they did and what they didn't do for a period of time, you have to put time limit on it. You're like, I'm going to feel crammy about my boyfriend that left me. I'm going to feel crammy about it for 2 weeks or whatever time you want to put on it. But afterwards, you got to get back up, baby girl. You got to get back up. You got to get back up. You can't stay down, right? You can't stay down. Every time you negotiate with the old you delay becoming the next you. You delay becoming the next you. And the truth is, most people don't abandon their growth. They don't. They just slowly bargain with it. They slowly bargain with it. And you know what happens? December 31st, 2026 shows up and they're like, where did the time go? Right? It went where you left it. It went where you left it. It went where you left it. I used to talk to someone that this person used to say all the time, I feel like I'm almost, I'm always almost doing it, almost becoming the person right when I start getting results, and then I get comfortable and then I stopped leveling up. I stopped growing. I stopped doing the things that I was doing. Almost consistent, almost disciplined, almost confident. Think about where that is leaving you and what you're not getting that you should be getting, and where and whose lives you're not impacting because of it, right? And at the end of it, they came to the conclusion that they said, I wasn't being kind to myself. I was avoiding. What was she avoiding? Right? What was she avoiding? And then why does the old you keep showing up? Because it's familiar. It's cozy. It's comfortable. And growth threatens identity. If you want to change, oh, it's gonna make you work to make that change. It's gonna make you work. Your comfort zone will negotiate with your future every single time. Every single time you give it the chance, it's gonna start negotiating. It's gonna start negotiating. You gotta take a stand and you gotta make a decision. If the old you was you didn't care about your neighbors, you don't care about the stuff happening over there in Minnesota, that's their problem. That's not my problem. I just said it can easily become your problem. And then what? Then what? Then what we doing? Like, we gotta be fighting climate change out here with all of these cold temperatures and people losing power for days and hours on end. Like, we got enough to deal with. if we just leave out the human parts, if we leave out the parts where we are causing harm to ourselves, where humans are causing harm to other humans, if we leave those parts out, what, Mother Nature, as they call it, is doing out here in these streets is more than enough. With the fires, that get the California, and then the cold and the freezing, and then it's enough, right? And then I'm not even talking about the stuff that you are dealing with in your day-to-day life, right? That is more than enough to stress anybody out if you don't have the tools. Emotional intelligence is a tool. It's a tool that you can use, right? So the shift from negotiation to decision starts today. It starts today with you. The version of you 2026 needs is not asking questions anymore. We're not asking questions anymore. We have decided. We are deciding. It's done, right? You're not going to say, should I? What if I fail? Maybe later, right? Hi, good morning, Nurse Nisu. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for passing through. Duchess, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to A Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. We are going to say now, this is who I am. This is who I want to be. This is no longer negotiable, right? This is no longer negotiable. Decisions eliminate negotiations. You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. It is your responsibility. It is your life. So you have to choose. You have to figure that out. Figure out today, what decisions are you? What is that choice going to look like? Right? So here's, some tools that you can use. Name what's non-negotiable. It is non-negotiable for me to get up 3 days out of the week for 10 minutes and do one plank. That's non-negotiable. I mean, I do 5 days a week, but do a plank for 2 minutes. If you want to work out and be if that's a part of your goals, that's non-negotiable. So what do? I make it easy. I put all the things in the right place. If I'm going to have my water there, I'm going to have the clock there, the timer there. So I get out of bed, all I just have to do is lay down and just start and do that plank for that amount of time, right? So decide what your non-negotiables are going to be. Not everything, just one. Decide what that one is. And we're starting a new month come this weekend. Start with that one thing February 1st or today, or today. And expect discomfort. Expect forces around you to fight that. Expect it. Okay? Anchor your decisions to your identity. Who it is that you want to become. What does that person look like? What does he or she feel like? Right? Anchor your decisions in your identity. I'm someone who follows through on ... What is that ... Replace your negotiation with routine and make them, again, non-negotiable. Right? Just start one thing. Not a bunch of things, because then you're going to go into analysis paralysis where you have so much things that you want to do and then you end up doing nothing. No, don't do that. Okay? Flint, good morning. Don't do that. Pick one thing that you want to do. All right? You don't need stronger willpower. You need fewer internal debates. You need to stop fighting with yourself. And the quickest way to do that is to finally make the decision and make it non-negotiable. When you stop negotiating with the old you, your confidence, how you show up, your consistency becomes normal. Even showing up here every Wednesday for you guys, that is I evolved into that. It wasn't always easy, and it's still not always easy. I showed up like a minute late today because there's extra stuff going on and had to stand and kind of help the husband. Like, self trust, your self trust within yourself grow. You start to trust yourself a lot more. Excuses, they lose their power. Your peace, oh my gosh, how much does your peace cost? Go ahead, I'll wait for you to tell me. My peace. My peace, it don't have a price. It's priceless. I'm sorry, it's priceless. And I say on here all the time, you have to protect your peace like you protect your property. Like if it's your car, like your house, like you protect that plate of food, your favorite plate of food. You like, anybody try to touch this. That's how you have to protect your peace. Okay? So I invite you to don't make this a big thing. Just make that one decision. Just don't make it a big deal. Just do it. Just do it. And let's help our brothers and sisters. And you can start with support standwithminnesota.com. We talked about that at the top of the hour, right? Where we don't have to negotiate it with our old self anymore. We can start having some healthy boundaries. We can start making sure that we are giving and helping where we can. There are a bunch of places out there that provide support and provide help with what's going on in Minnesota. So good morning, Diamond Boss Lady. Welcome. We're kind of winding down here now to so do stop negotiating with your old self. If your old self was not so nice, maybe be a little bit nicer. And like my mom always say, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Don't, like, you're not helping. You're not helping the cause. you know, you're not helping the cause. So if you were in that position, would you want someone to help you, to help your family? I say yes. I would. I would. So if you can help, help. And if you can't, that's what my mom said. Okay? That's what my mom says. So if January closes and you want to level up and stop negotiating with your old self, no more bargaining, no more delays, no more just this once. No more of that. Because the life that you want doesn't come from motivation. It comes from decisions. From decisions that you stop revisiting and being consistent with those actions as it relates to what you want to do. And if this episode and this conversation resonated with you, take a step. Take a step and just do that one thing, right? And if you want some support, well, I'm on all the socials. Dr. Dale Reports. I'm on all the socials. Dr. Dale Reports. And, thank you guys for being in here with me, because that's what the conversation has been today. And that's all I have for you guys. If you guys wanted to, um, share anything, or any messages or anything, just put it down below. Let me know your thoughts about this conversation and what's going on in the world. Don't tell me what you thought about that, but to give and help your neighbor. I mean, I don't care who they are. If you can help them, right? And the our folks and the ones that are in distress in Texas and all these different places, if you can help and give and support, do that. Okay. And again, I'm here every Wednesday, a glimpse of growth with Dr. Dale. Thank you for being here. Rogue RN, thank you for being here. And I'm just, I'm here every Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And stay connected, you guys. Just put a message down below. Let me know that you guys connected today. And I'll see you guys next week, Wednesday, on A Glimpse of Growth with Dr. Dale. Thank you, guys.